G'day, welcome back to my Oxygen Not Included playthrough as we continue to try and survive, I guess. Alright, so one thing that I'll just address really quickly since my camera was saved here last time I played was it was suggested that I could get rid of that and then just extend this guy out to there. And then put in an inverter. Where do I have an inverter sitting? A NOT gate, rather. Copy the NOT gate. I want the big end is near the sensor. That too, yeah, cool. So the big end is near the sensor. And we put it there. Then we go up, across. So it basically means that that one is going to do both functions. And then it's just the opposite function for the other side. The liquid flowing out there. It was suggested that the issue with this guy was actually water, that there was water that I cleaned up. I'm not even sure what water it was. Maybe it was this water up here. That was actually causing that to pressurize. So, hopefully he's good again. We'll wait and see. Also suggested that a basic pneumatic door here also do the trick. Then I can make it out of steel. Gonna have a look and see what this guy does when he's down here. When he has gone back, and that's out of steel too, so just leave it there until this guy proves otherwise and digs out. It does feel like a dangerous game just to be waiting to see him dig out, but I think the original door I had in there, I don't recall if it was steel or not. Someone suggested that what I could do is if they don't like water, I could make a another water lock on this to stop them from being able to dig out. Leave it as is for now. I've just got to make sure I remember how many vols I have in there. Well, I suppose what I could do actually is put a second door, steel there, and then it sort of covers both. Covers me both ways. It just means I'm slowly pushed back a little bit more for getting I'm only 200 now off anyway, getting my statue finished. Alright, how are we doing with those new sensors? Okay, so that guy needs power. We want the conductive wire up here. So this is all basically stopped until that's going to keep going. Temperature up here is definitely getting cooler. See that they are working away on that. What should be our final piece of steel we need. Let's say what happened in here, but I assume that's what happened is that this stopped pumping as frequently, and so all the steam has calmed down back into liquid, and so that's why the room is significantly more flooded than it previously was. There we go, 5 tons of steel. So that means, go back to our furniture, we can put a head. It does just fit in that area. Okay, so this is saying the ambient temperature is above. So it's only just as well. It's 22 and a half. I mean, it does mean that we're pumping like... So what's happening now is that there's water pumping out of this end as well. I don't quite get why if no one's using that. Okay, there we go. So it's just clearing out there. Once that clears out, basically it means that we're putting like 22 degree liquid into this 40 degree pool. And then that cycle's just going to continue, and we're not going to take anything into our drinking water until it does drop down to 22. But it's close. I mean, it's 22.4. I mean, what do we do now? Do we just sort of leave the computer and go run a victory lap in my house? Oh, something happens. Now, like a highlight reel of momentous things that are make the base. The asteroid is our home. Amazing. Well, it has taken a long time. A huge thank you to those that comment and that have watched a ridiculous amount of videos of me playing this. And I think that our next big thing is going to be the Great Escape. So, when we're looking at the furthest location, I suppose we can just... Is it any of those? No, there's more. I never even scrolled up. So I guess the answer is... Holy. Wish that I wish that I'd noticed that sooner. Okay, so... That'll answer that on what the furthest one will be. Let's continue going. Let's pick ahead. Some interesting choices that we can have there. Do any of these look like anyone that I have? The big question that I have about using May's face is that May is my artist, so it feels very suspicious that the giant statue is of the person that's that is the artist with a very evil look on their face. I mean, his head perfectly fills the space. We'll go that head. It doesn't quite look like any individual, I don't think. It's close to Stinky. I think someone else has hair like that too. If Stinky was an option, it would have been Stinky. But it does look like genuine love for the creatures he's holding there on his asteroid. So we'll take that. Okay. So next new major mission is going to be this business. So we need another 2,000, 3,000 steel. There's an argument that I could probably now deconstruct this, or I could... keep it going. Let's lose this place now. Why had you stopped according to the top? I do wonder if I need to get a second set of liquid there. Someone did point out that this has no automation wire. Basically just because I'm not using it automated. I'm not stopping anything from operating while it's something. It shouldn't be a smart battery. It's basically the answer to that question. Now, based on how full this room is, the fact that it's still going, I actually think that, although that liquid's even hotter than the liquid that this is rejecting. Current temperature is 25. I did wonder if possibly what I should be doing is venting this liquid closer to the pump so that the pumped liquid actually has a chance of being a cooler temperature. But I think, or I hope as a whole, that that room is becoming slightly cooler. I don't think there's too much I can do to make this cooler if it's coming from such warm water. Hopefully just sort of sitting there make it cooler, but I mean it's quite a warm area it's sitting into. I'm nuts with the rock crusher at the moment. How much more steel have we got on order? 74. It's close. It's close. How are we looking over here too? Well, we've got 2. So I would assume that that means that this guy was just born. And they either went and pulled another egg from the top. I don't imagine that that guy's had an egg. Buddy. That egg's become out of reach again from another hit. I wanted to point out that I could just run a ladder across here to try and recover that. Let's do it. Igneous rock, the one that's over here. Probably a safer option. I can't believe there's been so many more sitting there and I've just not known. Let's dig out all of that, and that. It's a bummer though that I have, like, I did like that with the research, I could just say research this thing miles away, and so they had to research everything up to that point. Someone made the comment that this door here, and I guess that door there as well, are no longer needed because nothing's getting through. I'd like to hear the thoughts on that. Is this a worthwhile backup plan to just keep these in place? A failsafe? If for whatever reason water fell out of this room. Which does feel like something I would do to myself. I wonder if this actually does work in the logic of the cool water falls to the bottom. It does definitely get cooler as it goes lower. I mean, that is slowly getting lower to that 22-degree mark. Put little ladders where I can fit them in there just to try and get that roof built. Need that one though. Also marvel at the idea that it was just like, I need igneous rock, and Stinky was like, I hear some I've just been carrying this whole time. Showed up very quickly, suspiciously quickly. I'm not sure it's worth these guys, this guy and that guy sharing a water drop off, because I realize it could potentially just mean that this guy slows down and that stops. Have to keep an eye on this room though, because it's only so long that this can cope with not sending anything through. Like I said, I could switch it so that this starts sending things through. But that's hotter than this, so if I'd be better off setting this to like it's 22.3 and allowing that through, or like anything less than 22.5 is allowed to go in. I do wonder if I should just hold though and see what happens. So only the body has a decor rating. See, Travaldo. So I guess that research is going to take longer as well. Another Vol. Wrangle order out on. Oh, two of those at least are going to be popping out soon. I realize I clicked them and I don't need to, because those green circles there probably are the indicators that tell me how close they are, I imagine. Tame. There we go. So he's tame. This guy. Eight athletics, gains morning attribute bonus, increased agriculture, increased germ resistance, increased bathroom use speed. Well, he seems pretty good. Ari. Alright, welcome Ari. Ari, you can have a... Let's remember our sizing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an internal of 5. And it's 4 deep, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5 deep, and then that carpet as well. Let's copy that and my whole wall. I guess the downside of this is it means that that these ladders will permanently be there. What's drywall costing me? Just igneous rock. Let's give the bathroom some drywall. And dance room. Yep. Medicine toilet. And the other toilet. Ari's room. Again, the power's cut from this guy, but it's coming. Is that it coming? Glum guys, still glumming it up. Okay, we got another guy in here and another egg. I mean, it makes me wonder if I don't see any harm in putting another one of these in. Let's put 2 more. If every single time I've got an egg spot available, I'm getting an egg. I imagine that once the guys in there start having eggs, those eggs will just be on the ground and that's fine. But there's no harm in trying to shift eggs in there if we've got them available. Where did we go? Did anyone... Motivation? Slowly. My white whale. Getting that egg before it hatches. Another egg there too, that's... I will accept its description as unreachable. I did also say there was more eggs. I don't remember. I don't think it was in the comments of this one. It might have been on a previous one. Alright, and we're waiting for 2,000 steel. What are these guys about? Oh, doesn't feel like we're going to run out. These guys are still doing their gold thing. I don't think that we've actually hit our milestone for that. So just have a quick look to see how we are doing with these other ones. So yet to do that. Unlock every item in the research tree. We're still so close. We just haven't got that last part. Oh, I didn't realize I could actually just tick on it and things. So it's to tame every sort of critter. We never trained... None of the Drecos have been tamed. That is probably one of the good reasons to get to 20 for me. Hit that 20 point. I think someone said that they're on other planets. That one I can't see myself being able to do. These 3 I would have to start again to do something. I think the annoying one is I reckon that one I would have been well on the way. Because I did start with just the automatic power generators. We're getting close to that one. And we're getting close to that one. This one I feel like I should just build some bunker doors across the top. Mainly just for the achievement rather than anything else. I mean, I've never sort of had success building our auto sweepers, so that one I haven't really gotten. Like there's a way to sort of... This one I feel like you could do something to manufacture. Like you kill everyone or something, and then you just have one guy who, and you make sure they have a job outside each time, or you just make them wear exos, like sort of suit for. There is an exosuit room outside of everyone's bedroom, so that as soon as they leave home, they have to wear an exosuit. It's too hot up here for those guys. Very warm out there, yeah. How'd you get in there? Family in there. I think I must have dug you up from the bottom. How are we looking ventilation wise? It has been a while since I've checked that out. I mean, that's still sort of dividing itself as same as it ever was. Let's get another update on how we're looking here. How much water this guy's managed to get out of there too. He's going full ball with that steam. Yeah, sorry, Ari. That one reed fiber that I have, do I still have it? Yeah, this guy is doing amazing work. Does make me want to change the body of this just to have it as something that's not going to be... I mean, that's very confronting, I feel, for Ari trying to sleep. Seems less in the way. Oh, look if there's a head that suits that better. That is Ari's head, right? I think that is the winner. The legs feel like they're around the wrong way or something now. Don't mind that. Very calm. We'd need a table for Ari too. Which means that we're going to finally have to deconstruct this marble structure. Imagine there's a builder out there that's spending steel to build their mess tables. I really like the idea though that they've put like American Gothic with like the fork in there in the break room. Nice little pun, that one. Probably can't express enough how much the bed is the urgency in this one. Not happy with how much this sort of just comes and goes at the moment. And don't have enough gas to run those either. Wow, he sucked him dry. Makes it seem like we actually have to get some more hydrogen generators around. Pump not in gas. They created a vacuum. Of all the different systems, it does feel like this one has been by far the best. Sort of pumping oxygen, both making oxygen and fueling our hydrogen generator. So is a pretty admirable double duty. I mean, I realize that as water's going through the refinery as well, it's making this hotter. So this process of like could just be an eternal circle of it never getting lower than what we're seeing it at here. But let's lower our expectations. I go 22.5. Lost power there again. I'm amazed that I've lost the natural gas. I thought that was going to be pumping forever. I realized that this guy operates on cycles, but it just seemed like it was basically it maxed out. Or like flooding? What were we happy about just then? Telescope idle. I think thanks for letting me know. But I would gladly, yeah, sorry if I didn't finish the thought before. Could I just say analyze everything? Just analyze this guy here, but analyze everything up until that. Similar to the research where you could say, yeah, do this research here, and it did everything that was required to get to that research. So much of this left. Alright, so we're starting to reach the end of this one. So I guess our... What are you going for? What are you disinfecting? The tiles. Jeez. All right, so our burning questions here are going to be in terms of sending. So now what we're going to be looking at is sending someone into space. I realize that there's probably two different types of missions that we can do here. We can send someone to somewhere nearby. I don't know if they get to come back or not. I assume or hope they do. But then the main objective should be that we're sending someone to there with the assumption that they're never coming back. So the first question would be, well, who would we send? What person is going to traverse the universe for us to never come back? Part of me says Stinky, but like just because I feel like he's the main character of this story, but I also couldn't do that. I couldn't bear to see Stinky be gone. Do these guys have? These guys all have disinfect on them too? I hope someone hasn't been doing that the whole time. If they have been doing that the whole time, man, did that get under my radar. And I guess the other big question for this one will be, I guess dirt. I'll take the dirt. The other question would be, it does look like there's no one more coming for this guy. So, those two are almost useless. Like I said, everyone else should just be, like the eggs should arrive in this room. So they shouldn't have to move them. Power. What do we think of the power situation? The hydrogen generator system seems like a pretty nice system. It's a real bummer to see that the two natural gas generators have dried up, and possibly what I should be doing is just giving up on one of them. I suspect that means that this generator, the petroleum generator, is now working overtime because he's sharing the duty of what these other guys had. And how are we looking? So I up it to 22.5 and it goes, let's up the heat of everything else around it. Which again isn't surprising if this guy is getting used. But we are on our way. The first part of the ship, our first rocket should be made, and probably enough that we can get the whole rocket built. Fingers crossed. So yeah, so how should we address the power thing? And I can imagine that someone is going to say, just fix the setup of your steam turbine and get that going. You were so close. I'm fine for that. If you do think that that's the easiest option, we can certainly look to try and get that guy going. I did dismiss it as not worrying about it before because I had so much power, and now obviously a lot of that power is a lot more fickle than I'd expected. As it's just died again. So yeah, love to hear your ideas. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, and till next time, catch you later. Yeah.